Okay, good evening. My name is Dominic Morini. I'm a Air Canada pilot, and I'm here in the Vancouver Flight Operations area, beginning to flight plan for Flight 33. It's a Boeing 777-200 LR service from Vancouver to Sydney, Australia. Okay, so this is our electronic flight bag, and we use it for various things. We no longer have paper approach plates. They all are retrieved from our electronic flight bag. And also our performance, how we calculate our takeoff speeds, maximum takeoff weight and power, is also done through the electronic flight bag. And we start off by identifying the airport, which is automatically loaded from the flight management system. We select the runway, and if I select this button again, it shows us the choice of all the runways available in Vancouver, and we've selected 8 left. Intersections, I've selected full length for runway 8 left because we're pretty heavy today. Conditions, there's various conditions. We have dry, wet, standing water, slush, and various other criteria.
Red X-ray, sitting down.
Positive rate, you're up.
So some interesting facts. Air Canada, the variant we have is called the 200 LR, which is the longest flying twin-engine aircraft in the world at the present time. One of the main differences from the 200 to the 200 LR is the wingspan. The 200 LR, the wingspan is over 212 feet, whereas on the 200 it's 199 feet, and the increase in wingspan is from what are called rakes, so it increases the wingspan by 13 feet. Boeing put these on. It increases the performance of the LR. It increases in performance in the balance field length, the takeoff distance required, the altitude that it can cruise at, the fuel burn, enabling it to fly further. Beautiful view of downtown Sydney on the left.
Sydney Tower, good morning, Jetstar 762 is ready.
Land 3. Rollout and flare are armed.
450, take the next right in Lima. No.
Approaching minimums.
Roger.
Minimums.
Runway and set.
Landing.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20.
Oracle,
10.
Charlie 73. Publish, alright, so that's right.
Speed brakes up.
Jetstar 762.
So right now we're cruising at 33,000 feet. We're with Nandi Center. We're physically not talking to him. That's via CPDLC. And just coming up to the island straight ahead, you can see Vanuatu. I think I mentioned yesterday that's where one of the Survivor series was filmed. Very lush looking island, eh? But we have some weather up ahead, as you can see on the camera showing the actual weather. But on the radar, we're showing it even a little bit better. We've used CPDLC and asked Nandi Center to deviate up to 80 nautical miles left and right, of course, which, I don't know if you can see the picture now of the CPDLC message from center. They've cleared us to deviate up to left or right, 80 nautical miles, and then we just have to report back on course. And I've accepted that message, and we're just starting our deviations now to avoid the worst of the weather.
So what's going to happen next is, for demonstration purposes, we're going to try to let this go and to show you what happens as a secondary step. The first step is the ICAS message, pilot response, and the way to cancel that is just touch any switch almost anywhere in the cockpit, and that will cancel that pilot response. But we haven't canceled it to simulate a pilot's falling asleep, for example. What's going to happen? So here we go. We're letting you record it, and at one point we'll see what will happen. So we're trying here not to touch anything and let the airplane wake us up.
Okay, at this point we've been airborne about 6.5 hours. We've presently climbed up to 37,000 feet. As you can see, the winds are fairly light up here. We're making good time. We're just coming up to our second equitime point. Right now, if we have a problem, we're going to the Marshall Islands. Once we pass that equitime point, we're carrying on to Honolulu, which, as you can see at the present time, it's 1,113 nautical miles. Pretty well straight ahead.
Just behind you, you're now on candid camera. We have Juliana here, who is our galley assist, and we have Ria, who is our galley chef back here. We're in the process of loading the meals, and as you can tell here, we have the trolleys with all the meals in, and we have the hot casseroles from the ovens, and they're loaded accordingly into the trolleys. Perfect. So once again, my name is Ron Guillen Marty. I'm a customer service director with Air Canada, and I'm working on my 37th year. And in Air Canada's world, the service director's position is a position separate to the flight attendants. Being an international carrier like Air Canada is, we have an array of international flight attendants on board. We have the lovely Juliana, who is from Mexico. We have the lovely Ria working at galley, who is from Japan. And then looking up very front of the aircraft, we have Eric, who's from Holland originally. And in front of him standing is Susan, she's Korean. And on that side, we have some Canadian girls.
My children are grown now, and actually I'm a grandma, so I have 2 grandsons. So my time is more freed up, and I thoroughly enjoy this job. And I welcome you to fly Air Canada anytime. We are happy to serve you.
So this is the airport map for Vancouver. We're going to be landing on runway 8 left, which is over here in the top left corner. And notice now you can't actually see any names of the taxiways, but when I expand the scale, you can see now that the taxiway names start to appear. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's your captain speaking. Hope you've enjoyed your flight with us so far. As you can tell, we're on our descent now into the Vancouver airport, which is passing through 28,000 feet. We're going to be touching down at 4:51 local time, and probably at the gate at 4:58. If you like to set your watches, local time in Vancouver is 4:29. So Manj is hand flying now. He's disconnected the autopilot.
Gear down, flaps 20, landing check.
Flaps 20 selected.
One more wind check.
Wind check.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Runway in sight. Landing.
One 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brakes up.
Boy, this airplane flies nice.
Oh, is it ever?
Beautiful. I must thank Mr. Boeing for making this airplane.